Praise be to your holy name, Father. I come today making this video to give encouragement to people. Yes, it's been on the news all day about the shooting in Colorado at the theater. And you know, my heart goes out to all the victims, the people that lost their loved ones, the people that were wounded and harmed by this young man. And you know, my heart goes out to this young man's mother and father. When you have a child and you raise it, I, 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 I'm sure that no sane parent would ever envision their child doing something like this. I have 2 children. I would never envision my son or my daughter or my grandsons, happen to have grandsons and great-grandsons, no granddaughters, but I could never envision them doing something like this. But our children are growing up in a world that is so full of hate and anger and disillusionment that things like this will occur. Like this young man, they said, painted his hair red and called himself the Joker. In his delusional mind, Satan was able to come in and possess him. And I know a lot of people don't even believe in demon possession. They just say, oh, he's crazy. Well, yeah, in a way he is, because when you become so demon possessed in your mind, you truly believe what is being told to you in your mind. This young man needs a lot of prayer. And our youth needs prayer in this day and hour. Not only the youth, the elderly people too, the older people. But we're in troubled times, okay? I know there was a person that said bull whatever to the video when I was talking about Syria, the country going down, and Damascus totally being destroyed. It's going to be one way or the other. Whether Israel does it or they do it to themselves. Because see, Damascus is the capital of Syria. And that's where the ruler lives. That's where all the business goes. And when you destroy that city, and it's plain that it's going to be destroyed. Whether people want to agree with me or not agree with me, it doesn't matter. Because see, I'm not prophesying me myself. I'm sorry, people, I'm not Elizabeth. I don't take things that I see in the Bible out and try to pretend they're my prophecies. in Isaiah, the 17th chapter, talks about the destruction of Damascus. This is a prophecy all the way back, and Isaiah spoke this prophecy, not Barbara. And we're seeing it unfold right now, in our day, in our time. And we will see Damascus totally 100% destroyed, because her youth, and it says her youth, would be fighting each other. I mean, the youth would be dying in the street, and they are. Now, whether it's the rebels that's going to totally wipe Damascus off the face of the map, or they're going to do something like Perry Stone even suggested, shooting chemical weapons over into Israel and Israel taking them out. You know, Isaiah really did not say who it was. I mean, he did not mention Israel. So, he doesn't really tell you. He doesn't really tell you who it is that wipes Damascus off. But it's going to be a total run. It no longer will be a city. People will no longer live in it. It's going to be so devastated. So whether you want to believe me, that's all right. See, I didn't prophesy it. Isaiah did. And with stuff going on like this, young people get discouraged. All they can see is the bad things happening and no good things. And so they get caught up in movies like this movie, Dark Knight Rising, and haven't seen it, brand new movie. I don't even know how this young man knew enough about it to almost demonstrate what was going on in the movie at the time he was doing. I mean, there was shooting, there was stuff in the movie going on, and people really didn't realize that it was real. They thought it was part of the movie. But we need to pray for our youth. We really do. We need to pray for them, and pray for this country, and pray for others. You know, there's a lot of young people that are dying right now and will die in Damascus before it's over with. There are a lot more people here in the United States and other places that will get into a delusion and be convinced that their reality is real and go out and do other things like this young man. We see our country burning up. We've got the worst drought since the Dust Bowl, only the Dust Bowl took several years to get to the point it was. This is happening rapidly, in a lot shorter time, the destruction in our country. Of course, because of this, we're going to see the food prices rise, skyrocket. No prophecy, just reality. We can see it happening. The drought is happening. And there's prophecies in the scriptures that said it would happen. That said in the end times there would be drought. Revelations. Okay, let's go over Revelations. Because see, my heart is just broken today. It really is. For everyone. And you know, when all of these things, these things begin to happen, because when the seals were broken and we seen the horses running, we know that we see there will be droughts and things in it. I mean, let me see. Um, right, let me, okay. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with a sword, with hunger, and death, with the beast of the earth. Then we see up just above it, the third seal was broken, and a black horse is riding. What does he bring? I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, 3 measures of barley for a penny. See, thou hurt not the oil and the wine. So I don't have to prophesy that these things are coming. They were already told to us by John in vision. Another place it speaks of a great drought. In fact, when Nebuchadnezzar surrounded Israel, there was a drought going on, and it was so bad they drank their own urine and ate their own children. We've got to wake up. We have really got to wake up here in the United States, and I'm not kidding you one bit. We're in for more troubled times. We've got the election coming, and right now I really, really believe that Obama's going to be reelected, not to the good of our country, but to the bad of our country. But I could not say it would be any better if the other gentleman got it too, because of some of the things that he believes. So we've got to wake up. Our freedoms are being taken away from us slowly, and now this will encourage him more. I mean, by this young man doing what he's done, on top of all the other things that's happened, the Columbine and the university and the other shootings that happen with people that are demon possessed, mentally deranged, getting guns and killing mass people, will only enhance the government to take away our guns. Once the guns are gone, then the way of defending ourselves when something really goes wrong will be gone. And I know some of you say, well, you believe in having guns? Yes, it's part of the Constitution of the United States. You need to read that we have the right to bear arms. We do. We have a right to protect ourselves and defend ourselves. But once that is taken away, and people talk about the FINA camps, well, I'm sorry, I've seen a couple with my own eyes, so I believe it. Whether you want to believe me or not, it does not matter whether you believe me or not. But you better understand things are coming down. Not only here in America, all over the world. We can see the beginnings over in the Middle East the people that are rebelling and taking over the countries. That's the reason why this thing right now is happening in Damascus. They want the leader to step down, get out of power. Well, will that be good? I have no idea, because I'll tell you, Egypt, what did they do? They elected a leader that is a Muslim and part of that brotherhood. Sharia law will be set up. Already talking about cutting the right hand and left foot off, being able to do that. Already talking about crucifixion again. Different things they're planning on bringing back in Egypt now that the change is taken. I don't see the fighting and stuff going on there, it's going to make it any better for their countries. In fact, that's going to cause the radical Muslims to be able to come in and take over and enforce laws of the hideous kind. And America is getting to the point, because of what a few people do, that will affect all of our lives. We have to wake up. We have to look around and pay attention to what's going on. I really feel sad that so many people are dying and killing each other. But you know, go to the streets of Chicago and walk down the streets of Chicago, especially where the black neighborhoods are, and ask them if they're truly not afraid to let their children go out on the street because of all these gangs and things. We need to surrender our lives and our heart to Yeshua, Jesus Christ, because you do not know when your time will be called. You don't know when you may be sitting in a theater and a madman or mad young man comes in and does this. You don't know if you're going to be sitting in a classroom, your children are going to be sitting in the classroom, and more people like the people at Columbine and down here in Arkansas and other places where the schools got shot up, won't come in there. We don't know if we could be standing in a Walmart store one minute and the next minute it is blown to smithereens. We don't know. So to protect ourselves, we have to give our heart and our mind to Yeshua HaMashiach. Because he's our only protector. And if we happen to be there at one of those places and our life is taken, we've got to know we go home. We've got to know this within our own heart. We've got to know him. Because we are living in desperate times. But he can meet all of our needs. Even in the moment of death, he can meet our needs by taking us home and giving us eternal life. Not at all like this one here. But yes, we're going to see a war over there around Israel break out. All of those countries, Ethiopia, Egypt, Libya, up around the Gaza Strip, on up to Syria, and on to Saudi Arabia, all the way up to Iraq and Iran and all of that, one day will be totally, utterly destroyed. At different times, it's coming. It's prophesied in the Bible. Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Ezekiel are the main ones. Don't see Barbara Gilbert in any one of those things. Don't see any of the other people that run around, you know. But this is a time to prepare your own house, your heart for Him. We are in the last days. We are. And the sooner that people can accept it and get their hearts right with Him, because He's coming back. He's coming back. Whether you want to believe it or not, He's coming back. So whether we die in a death or whether we see Him in the air, we need to be prepared. So right now, in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, bless all of these families that have been hurt. The ones that have lost their lives, bleed with their families. Bless them and let them know that you are with them. Let them know that you're there and comfort them. Also, Father, this young man's mother and father, be with them and let them know that you are who you are. And even though they're brokenhearted, let them know that you are with them. And Father, take a hold of this young man in that prison's jailhouse right now. Grab a hold of him and rebuke that demon that's within him and cast it out right now in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Cast that demon out and let him come back to himself. I know it will be hard to come back to himself and knowing what he did, but Father, give him that chance. Cast that demon out of him. And Father, right now, put your hand on Damascus. Because right now we don't hear anything on the news because it's all about the shooting. So many things could be happening over there. Father, have mercy upon your people and forgive us in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach.